Good morning. Battery source, power adapter. Okay. I don't know, my battery is showing me red. That freaked me out. Just start a live battery. I just look up to the corner. I'm like, red battery. I'm plugged in. So we're good, baby. We're good. Hi. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to Advent Lore Live 2025, day 3, where me, Melly Knits, I will take you through the Advents we made this year. The day 3 of the Advents that we made this year. Good morning. Oh, hi. And we are moving into a new fleece in Delightful today. So the way that Delightful is ordered is there's 6 fine wool fleeces. So you get 2x2. And so we're going to move into a new fine wool fleece today in Delightful. We're going to meet a new kind of one of our more solid colors in Dreamland, not one of the transitionals moving us to the next day. Your title says day 2. Oh, I'll fix that after. I think when I start the live, I'm supposed to name my source, and I didn't change the name from yesterday, but it's okay. I can edit it in YouTube after. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you very much. Okay, so we are going to be looking at a new color in Dreamland today. Again, a gentle melt, and then a brand new fleece in the Great Guts Adventure, which I'm really excited to talk about. So good morning. Hi. Oh, I love all the carols of good morning coming in. Look at this. It's so nice in here. What a good little group. I so appreciate everyone being here. I've got my TDF 2025 mug with me today. My TDF, the bigger size. There was 2 sizes my sister made. One was like that. I just want a little coffee. Maybe I'm an espresso fan. And then the other size was like kind of your more standard mug size. I liked the theme this year for our dear Dashiell going to the beach. And come on, next year's Dashiell, this coming summer's Dashiell. Did you guys all see the little teaser for that one with the map and the keys and the road trip tunes? Me and Marina already have such a good plan cooking for Stash Dashers this coming year. I love it. Okay, how's this angle? We're good. Got enough light. We're looking nice. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Nellie. Hi, Nellie. How are you feeling? Hey, I'm a new spinner. Excited to see you. Love learning to scour fleece. Julie, I'm so glad you're here as a new spinner. I'm so glad you're here. And I hope that there is something of value that you will learn today. Or in general. I do have a video if you're learning to scour fleece on scouring. It doesn't show you anything. I just sit here and I talk about it. But it's been helpful to some. So there you go. Good time zone. Nice. You're welcome. Okay. All right, we're in. We got people. We're doing the thing. I keep saying that these lives are going to be like a certain amount of time. Like I'm a little worried about it because I'm like, well, they go on really, really long, like people's time, blah, blah, blah. What I have been getting in DMs is that everybody's really grateful. Like I'm not going to go out of my way to make them long by any means, okay? I was absolutely the kid all through school who every single report card said, like, Melissa cannot stop talking. So like this is an effort for me, but trying to keep it reined in, and not wander off on a million little trails. So it was really encouraging yesterday because I got a note. Maybe they're here, but someone wrote me about it and I wrote back and I'm like, every single teacher who ever told me I talk too much, Ha! Mind you, this is the appropriate place for talking. And the classroom wasn't. I understand. But I do really appreciate the encouragement. Like, obviously, it would be awful if you were all like, she's droning on. So I do appreciate the comments I've been receiving in my DMs that you're happy that they're fulsome. Let's call them fulsome, because that seems like a positive way to describe the fact that I could, without any effort, yap for hours. And hey, what can I say? It's a gift. It's a gift that got me put in the back of the classroom quite a lot. But hey, we're here now, and I'm amongst my people. So okay, who else is here? Stash Dashers forever. Love it. Curious everyone's thoughts on the bison yesterday. Ooh. Bison in Delightful, correct? That's what we're talking about? Haha, I got the Tea Party Award for talking too much. Oh, but see, now that's a cute way of doing it. To get the Tea Party Award, that's kind of a cute way of saying that someone's like, you know, super social and whatever else. Okay. You take us down happy trails. Thank you. Thank you. Love it. I'm glad to see there's others like me who were also put in the back of the classroom or in the chair. Oh, me too. I got put in the hall a lot. Do they still put kids in halls? Are they still doing that? They must be. Is there still like a chair that just sits as a threat in a hallway somewhere next to the lockers? I was never disrespectful. I just had a lot. There was a lot to talk about in the world. Do you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily pertaining to the classroom discussion. So I get it. I'm not hating on. I'm not saying her name. She might still be kicking around. Okay, let's go. Shall we? Shall we go? Off. Let's move. Let's move back into the wool topics. Yes, we shall. Steph did have a question about how people felt about spinning. Did you spin your bison yesterday? Hold on, I'm going to put this question up right here. You spun that in your Delightful? You got Delightful? That's what this one's. You know what? We should just start because this is why I'm kind of specifying. I want to know if you're on track or did you go ahead in a different advent? Spoiler! Let's go. Also, can I just say I've getting a lot of comments from people who are loving their. We're going to start with the great guts, by the way. Let's go. Boom. We're starting. Fiber, wool. Getting a lot of comments from people who are loving their Tokyo bag. Good. It's such a useful little size, the Great Guts Adventurers, and I just want to like encourage. I didn't put like a note up for this or whatever, but people who are kind of liking this whole sort of vibe, she has this bigger one. She has this bigger one that I want to get. Here's the thing. I don't have I did spin it in Delightful. Okay. I don't have I wouldn't consider myself to be someone who has like a very large yarn stash. I think I have like it's big to me. My fiber stash is big to me. None of this in this room is fiber stash. This is all Melly Knits work world stuff. But I do have my own personal stash of fiber, which right now also doesn't count because I've gotten quite a lot of advents this year. So I've got like in winter solstice boxes and like that kind of stuff. So like right now we're really, really floating. But I don't really keep like a large scale stash because stashes stress me out. Hence why I created an entire team for the Tour de Fleece called the Stash Dashers, because I'm like, we got to use what we have. We got to use what we have. We got to use what we have. I don't want the burden of like bins and bins and bins of stuff I'll never get to. And I like buying new stuff. And then I feel bad when I buy the new stuff because I've got all this other stuff that at one time was the new stuff that I felt bad about getting. And I still haven't done anything with it. And I know this is not just my world. I know that this is not my own thing. So I have been like, in the modesty of the stash, okay, I try to keep things pared down, and I'll definitely go on seasons of the no buys, and I'll definitely go on where I'm like, you know what? I can go do the buy when I finish this or that thing I got last year or whatever else it is, right? I try to meter it, and I never want to be overwhelmed with a bunch of stuff that I have to like now try and de-stash on others or whatever it is, except for with project bags. I have a problem. I have a project bag problem. I have so many project bags and notions bags. It's a problem. I'm not even that much. Okay, that's not true. This year I've become like such a whips person. I have so many works in progress. That's not me. I am normally a very monogamous knitter. It's like, I got the one project and I see it through to the end. new project and I see it through to the end, with the exception of like the big project and the travel project. That's it. I still have, like, I did like a whip down at the beginning of the year before we went into Dashers, and I managed to knock like 5 or 6 or 7 things off my whip. I still probably have 10 works in progress. I don't know what happened to me. I'm blaming perimenopause or something, because something's happened to me that I suddenly have all these whips, and every whip has its own project bag. And half of these project bags have little bags inside that are also handmade. I love a project bag. I love a backpack. I think a backpack might be one of my favorite items in the world, like a good backpack. My purse is a backpack. That's what my purse is. And it's got to have the right amount of pockets. Not too many pockets, but it's got to have good pockets, and they have to be well. And like, I get really, really specific, and I like to put my whole little world in there. And then everywhere I go, I've got my little backpack. I don't know what my deal is, guys. I got a problem with bags. So when I'm talking about the Tokyo bag, I love a project bag. Joji & Co. and Hide and Hammer are my favorites. Oh, shoot. Oh, you're fueling my addiction. It's what you've just done. When I saw this, I was like, well, that's a good project bag. It's got structure. It's got no pockets, which is interesting. But how cute would this be as like my little bucket bag? Look how cute I am. That's with a little bit of a T-Rex hand there, but you know what I'm saying? And then when I looked to see what else she had, I was like, oh, that. But then like, but I already have a bag that size, but I don't have one made of paper in that size from an artist in Montreal. I don't know. Maybe I could. Moral of the story is I'm totally going to go shopping after this and buy another Tokyo bag, because I keep looking at the same one and I keep telling myself I shouldn't buy it. Support local. Hey, I'm doing a good thing. That's how I'm going to look at it. Okay, what are we saying? Other than the wall of fiber in the garage, right? That's work. That's business wool. Okay? It's not personal wool. It's business. It's business wool. Look at what I spin during the Stash Dashers. How much of what I spin during the Stash Dashers, has anyone ever noticed, is mine? Is a Melly Knits bat or Melly Knits prep. This year, I don't think I spun one thing. I think the last year I spun 50 grams of something that was mine, a chaos bat. Otherwise, I spin everybody else's stuff, all Stash Dashers long. I'm not spinning anything. Did I spin anything of mine this year? I don't think I did. It's like spending all day cooking the turkey dinner or whatever, and then when you sit down to eat it, you're just like, it's good, but you've kind of been tasting it all day. Do you know what I mean? Like little elements here and little ones there, and you're just not like, I don't know. Sometimes I'll like bake a cake or something, and then like if I can eat it the next day, I'll enjoy it more. But you know, I don't know. There's something to it where by the time it comes for me to spin, I'm spinning my stuff constantly. I have 2 shop spindles that just live here. One's in a drawer, one's on the shelf. And when something comes off this big homie and I have questions, I just sit here real quick with a piece and I just start drafting it. And if it spindle spins and if it drafts on a spindle, and that to me is like the ultimate test. Because on a wheel, I think we can get away with more than we can on a spindle. That's just my take. Not a drop spindle, a supported spindle. That's my hot take. Feel free to disagree with that statement. All out. That's my experience. I can get a semi-felted dyed comb top going on a wheel, and I would be at a dead stop if I was doing that on a supported spindle. So I supported spindle spin. I'm tasting everything all the time. You guys would, I don't know how many of you would be bothered by the fact of how much test spin I just throw out. I just pull it right off the spindle. When the spindle kind of will chuck it out. I don't ply it or nothing. I don't care, because you're all going to ply however you're going to ply, and you're going to do whatever you're going to do, and you're going to spin however you're going to spin. I need to know that it drafts good. I need to like how the draft goes down. And if I don't, then I got to change something up. So I just chuck out all these like singles on my cops all the time. I'm just like, I don't care. Like I learned what I needed to learn here. And now I am through with it. So then by the time I want to sit at my wheel and spin, I don't want to open one of my bats that I made. I want takeout. I want to go to a restaurant. I don't want my home cooking. Why are we not talking about the Advent yet? And I've been on here for 15 minutes. Stop. Okay, hold on. I'm looking. Project bags are the best. Means you can start more projects. Number of whips I have is so normal they cannot hurt me. How many? Love a project bag. We read that one. Large bags are the best. I love a large bag, but I do have just one just for sock knitting. I do. And I have bags that are at different levels. So these projects are at no thinking, and then these projects are thinking. I gotta split for the sleeves. I gotta turn the heel. I gotta decrease to this. I gotta finish the yoke. And these ones are all like just straight stockinette in a circle or flat this or that garter or whatever it is. And that's very mood dependent for me and TV show dependent for me. Fully support project bag buying. Hey, I'm putting this one up. At Songbird Handmade, friends. Do you still have any in your shop right now? You have your quilted ones? Are there any left? Peak. They're so good. I've got my favorite sock bag is from Songbird, and my favorite Notions pouch is from Songbird. Just saying. It's a big statement. I'm saying it. It's my favorite. I don't even care. I've been looking at Tokyo Bag 2-in-1. It's calling to me so loud. Yes. Okay, we need to talk about this. Next year's stashers. You've got your fiber ready to go. Good job. It's true. Supported spindles reveal all. They really do. They really do. That's where you're going to really learn stuff. Okay. Shannon, I do the same. I have tons of wool, work wool, but play spinning is always someone else's prep. You'll see my own spinning on my feed when I'm showing off like the sommelier, which I haven't shown any sommelier since July. You know, I still haven't spun my samples. I still think I have an August sample sitting on my wheel. I need to outsource that. But you'll see those. But if I'm ever like spinning, like I'm showing off everybody else's stuff. Like there's so much good stuff out there, and I love it, and all the colors and everything. Okay, Fleeper wants one of Katie's bags so bad. US problems. DM me. I have a plan. Katie doesn't know about this plan. I haven't talked to her about it at all. But okay, stop. We're stopping. I need to talk about the Advent. Everybody, shh. I'm hiding your chat. Because we need to talk about the Advent. That's what we're here to talk about. It's 20 after. We've talked about project bags, we talked about whips, we talked about like, all these things. Shh. Here we go. Ready? Great Guts Adventure Day 3. That's what we're starting with today. A reminder for anyone new here. Oh my gosh. I'm always trying to keep new in mind so people don't feel excluded from like a group they're coming in mid-conversation. And I think that's why so many like actual YouTubers have like intros. I don't have an intro because I'm not an actual YouTuber. Great Guts Adventure. Okay, that's what we're looking at today with Marina's from Batty Fibers. Beautiful little hand-done owl scritchy art. I love her little scritchy. I can hear the sound of a pencil. Do you know what I'm saying? I love this kind of art. So, Great Guts Adventure, 12 days, 12 different blends. We're on a journey of sheep. And we got a fat bag today. It's a fat bag. I love when it's I say that yesterday's bag was a skinny bag. And woo, that was beautiful. Also, everybody who's been blending it, it's beautiful. That's really the test, right? That's really the test. This is what consumes my mind when I am doing guts clubs, for instance, or putting guts bags. Okay, not guts bags because personal choice. If you've got some primitive 50 TPI Carter and you decide that you're going to buy the guts for like the, Hoggett Haunui fleece, that's on you. You knew what you were getting. You knew the tool you had. But for like my guts clubs, like in sommelier and stuff, it does consume me of like everyone's got different tools and equipment. What's going to like work for everybody? This is how I pattern shop too. When I see a new pattern or I go look at like what did the test knitters do or who else has knit it? Did it look good for everybody or did just the designers look good? Did anyone else ever look for that when they're looking at patterns? Because like I'm kind of everybody, and like in the case of even what goes on here in the wool room, I full-time work with wool. It's my full-time job and it's a whole other person's full-time job and it's two other people's kind of part-time wibbly side dish jobs. So like it's gonna look good, right? Coming from here, and I got like really good Carters, everything else. But does yours look good? My beautiful person at home with your carter and your skills and whatever you've got going on, right? So like what I saw yesterday's, because I was a little, that was one that actually had me questioning, and turns out I didn't need to question it. Everyone's prep looks perfect. It looks so good. And so every time I see someone sharing their day 2 Great Guts adventure, oh, divine. And here I was thinking that would be one that would throw people off. And you know what? I bet it's actually going to be this one that's going to throw people. We're ready to open. Okay, here we go. She's high-fiving the chat. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. High five. Shh. Okay, day 3. You guys ready? Guys ready for day 3? This one like was so hard to get in the bag because it's a bulky friend. It's a bulky babe. Let's look. And then we're going to talk about what makes this special. Oh, but does anyone recognize this from yesterday? I'm not going to go deeply into this again today. If you are in the Great Guts adventure and you did not watch yesterday's, there are timestamps for everything. Click on this part, okay? If you're only even going to watch that where I talk about the bison, because our Guts folks are playing with bison today. So I'm not the only one that's going to sit here talking about my experience. Ooh, and I made a bold choice in the fleece that I'm mixing this one into. I made a very, very bold choice. Okay, so this, by the way, is what 5 grams of bison looks like. It's pretty bulky, huh? Because it's so light and it's so like curly and like floof that the bison down really takes up a lot of space, even though it's very lightweight. This is information. Remember we talked about how on day 1, I talked about we have this lock and the lock is information. This is information. Even the bulk of the bag is information. This is a predictor of the knit, of the yarn. This is also a predictor of the processing. But I would say that one leaves more to be questioned because it really depends on what we're putting this into. So for Delightful, I put this into a Cormo. We talked about it yesterday, the off-character Cormo that had like a slurp factor. Let's say that one was dialed up to 75% slurp. I made a bold choice for the Great Guts adventure and sticking the bison into this fleece. And remember, mine might look different than yours if you're a fellow Great Guts adventurer. Okay? Here's why this is a bold choice. This is a fin. That's what this is called, fin sheep. This is a very, very ancient breed. It's a super old breed. It's common. We see it around. I will say, fin in brown is the rarest color you find. Fin in gray, second rarest. You find them a lot in whites. You can find them in other colors. But just so you know, when you work with your brown and gray and white fin, yeah, we got you a rare color. We got you a beautiful rare color. So this is fin. This is a mixture of 2 because these are little sheeps. This is Miriam and Phoenix from Point of View Farms in New York. And then we've got the 20% infusion of the bison down that's going into this. Here's why this is a bold choice. Fins are primitives. So what that means loosely, and like, okay, fins are like short-tailed Northern European sheep or whatever, right? Like they're in there with the breeds that come from forever ago, and we haven't really done anything to them. Okay, we haven't improved. So when they call it an unimproved fleece and a primitive fleece, they kind of like run in the same language territory. So Shetland, primitive. Icelandic, primitive. Jacob, primitive. We have these other sheeps that are like, I say Navajo churro is probably primitive, yes. And it's not just to do with the fact they're like, oh, they're coarse or they're double coated or they're, because sure, an Icelandic has like a double coat thing going on. Shetlands can or can't. These can or can't, although this would be a single coated. But what you're going to see too is because they haven't been like improved, they haven't like bred them to do like to be a heightened version of what they originally were kind of thing. They sort of left them alone. And there's other things that factor into something being like a primitive breed sheep. But what you're going to find with a sheep that's a primitive sheep, so anytime you're working with these, is there's a lot of variety in the locks. They're not consistent throughout. And see, we would automatically go consistency good and consistency bad. No, that's not the case at all. Consistency good, inconsistency good, because this sheep is meant to be like this. It is meant to look at this. This part's like a little demi-luster glossy. You see that? We got this demi-luster gloss. We've got this really pretty, look at that fun, like little, like, it's got a what would we call that? Like a little French fry S-curl business. Now look at this part. It's like way more grippy and fluffy. The length is the same, but you see this? I would say that's not even a very lustrous little piece. It's not like I'm dealing with like the neck and the other parts or anything like that where you might see a bigger distinction in, say, a more known to be consistent breed. This is just how this rolls. And when you're doing Icelandic, you'll see this too, where there's like some locks that are like this and they're quite soft. There's some locks that look like they came off of a dinosaur chicken. And so like you get this real wide variety. So why this was kind of a spicy take to put in something like the bison, I would say this is probably, well, because of these areas, it increased our slurpage. But I would say if yesterday's Cormo, if I'm going to go like a 75% slurp rate, this one is lower, maybe 60. It takes the bison and it takes it beautifully. I'll show you my example here in a minute. The first pass looks a little scary. It did for me. And there was quite a bit to pick out of this friend. There was a little bit to pick out. What it really does is it doesn't conceal the bison the way that the Cormo did yesterday. You can actually see the bison a lot more in this than you can in that Cormo blend for yesterday. Oh, we got some comments on it. I was just going to see who's saying something. The difference in consistency was very interesting to work with. Also, do we know which bits of fleece from each sheep? I like to have that in my notes. Okay, so these sheep, these weren't the two different sheep. This was from the one sheep. I grabbed parts from both sheep. Miriam, oh my gosh. You're perilously balanced on top of Jet right now. And I just hit it with my leg. Miriam and Phoenix were virtually identical in every way. I would just say that Miriam had more white in her fleece than Phoenix did. They're from the same flock and they both behaved. We actually washed 4 fins. So because they're primitive, this is another indicator of a primitive fleece. They throw like a small fleece because they're small sheep. And so, you're getting like a 3-pounder off of these guys. Same with Icelandics. Shetlands can be small too. Like you see it more commonly. So we washed a lot. And then usually have to pare away quite a bit. And then you get down to what we find to be really usable. And same with Icelandic. When we go to put Icelandic in guts clubs, I don't just wash 1, I wash like 4. And so you'll often see mixtures in my bags. So Miriam and Phoenix, Point of View Farms, Finn sheep, boom, bison. Let's look at this. Finn, I love Finn. I love whenever something is softer than it looks. And that's what I really find with this sheep. So here's this part here. You can see his pretty little lock. Very nice, very nice. Okay. And that's how I would pull this guy apart. Just comes right apart, nice and easy, clean as a whistle. Like clean as in it was dropping a little bit onto my lap. There was a tiny, tiny junk factor in this one where like there were some sections that had a second cut, had a crispy tip, stuff. Oh, I just dropped it all. That I had to like chase down after my first pass. So what I kind of do is I'm editing as I'm picking. And then as I am doing my first pass, you're editing again on the tray because sometimes things reveal themselves at a different angle or whatever. And then after that first pass, you look at your bat like an x-ray in front of a window and you can really see what's there. So then that's where I'm tearing strips, I'm drafting, and I'm putting back on the tray and picking. And I'm picking things out. So here's this other lock here, our more glossy friend. It just kind of pulls apart. Yeah, very similar to even like almost like a long wool vibe. It's not. And is it soft? But look at there. See my stick? That's not a great way to see the stick. See it? Just those little VMs were hiding in there. So I'm just like, eject. And then this, what are you? What's that? Is that an end or no, that's got to be a second cut. Or is it just that's a second cut. That little dingle dangle ball, out he goes. Ejected. No longer a part of our spinning future. So these together, it was an interesting take for me to put the bison in with the fin, but it came down to a lot of questions. One of them even was resourcefulness, right? What else did I have that could take the bison? Well, actually, quite a bit. There's quite a bit coming up that I felt could have taken the bison. Something about this can sound weird. It was like kind of romantic to me. There was something like, let me show you the finished one before I start sounding absolutely ridiculous. Hold on. There was just something like, okay, I am a primitives lover. I love a primitive with my whole entire heart. You give me an Icelandic with like silk in it, or alpaca, or you give me a Jacob, like a good Jacob. I don't know. I'd sell feet pics for good Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd go places. Like there's things I would do. And so I'm already going to lean a little bit more towards this kind of a sheep, this kind of a prep, this kind of a spin. And then adding that halo factor. Here's what it looks like. All done up. See this? Isn't that gorgeous? Look at this color. Look at how it came like a creamy. It's so pretty. And it's got this. Use your words, Melissa, that you've boasted about having oh so many of. It has like a cozy appeal. Kind of like even maybe this was less subconscious than I thought, because I put it with that Cormo in Delightful, which also had that cozy appeal. There was something not sleek about it. Like it's romantic. I want to spin this on the moors, you know? You want to fall in love with the mysterious man while wearing your shawl, your woven this. I don't know. There's something like, I don't know. Does anyone know what the heck I'm talking about? You all think it's pretty, which that's really good. That's really good. There's something altogether unrefined about it. There we go. There's something that's just not filter smooth, perfect pants. Like it's got like a character, a liveliness, wild. There's something wild about it. There it is. There's my moors, my drama. This is like, there's something kind of wild about it. And then adding in more wild, because the bison's unruly. The bison's definitely unruly. Let's look at it in this bat. Your guys are getting a reverse x-ray to what I'm able to see, but maybe if I hold still enough. See those darker specks? Can you see them? I don't know how good the camera quality is. It's supposed to upload in 1080 or whatever, but see those? That's the bison. You couldn't see that in the Cormo from yesterday. It completely concealed it. It just went and they became one. You can see it in yesterday's Cormo's draft. That's where you're going to see that bison coming out. When you draft it, spin it, add twist, the bison will reveal itself almost like a curdly kind of effect. Whereas here, we can see it right away. We know right away, oh, who's coming in with a reference? Where? Who said something? Now I want to get my hands on some Finn and Bison. You absolutely should. So pretty. Romantic is a good word for it. Cozy, cottagecore, hearth, comfort. Totally. Absolutely. Did that go up on the screen? I don't even know. I'm waxing poetic about this thing. Putting it here so everybody can enjoy, because that's what I'm trying to say. Giving hot chocolate vibes. Yes. It's Heathcliff and Kathy. This is Heathcliff and Kathy. 100%. That's exactly what it is. Of course, Melody got there. Yes, exactly. Freckles. I can see them. Yes, you can see the bison. Okay, and Fleeper. Yes, you can see the bison in the draft. So the bison's wild. And it's, while the Cormo yesterday conceals it visually in the bat, when you draft, we got bison. There it is. There's the 20% that we couldn't see before. And that's what I found when I was even doing my test spindle spin here in the wool room. I'm like, is there bison in this thing? Is this even worth it? Because if we can't necessarily tell it's there from first start, how fun is that? And then when I start to draft it, you can see it in the draft of the bison as you're drafting out. You can see it looks curdled. I think that's the best word, or freckled. Speckled, naturally textured. It's got like a ripple and a movement to it. So adding this already, which is a wild, unrestrained beast. and then putting it with this, an inconsistent, in the good, supposed to be that way. Don't hear negative when I say inconsistent. Fleece, varying staple lengths, varying staple types, varying textures. Perfect. So good. We love. Put those two together, especially too, because we're mixing two different sheep while being similar. They're still different animals. See what we got going on? It's wild. It's not reckless. Because look, that's not reckless. This, and it's like remember when we looked at the 5 grams in our hand and the bulk of that into a fleece that is also light. Like this is not heavy wool. This isn't dense. This is kind of like, it's got a lightness to it, and it's doing stuff. It's got like this one, like extra crinkly there, extra French fry kind of business going on. Over here, we're more wide and open and maybe poofy. We look a little zapped. And then over here, like we got like some glossy friend going in. And then, I don't know, guys, listen. I just don't know if it gets better than this for me. For me, I don't know if this gets better. So if anybody wanted to know about what would be Melly bait, that is my love. The end. Any questions? Hold on, I'm gonna look back at the comments here. Yes, I could see the bison in the draft. Yeah, absolutely you can. Love carding this today. Excited to spin it. Ooh, Gemma's got it on the carder. I've loved carding this today, which is interesting because I had a conversation in DMs with someone else who was carding this a few days ago, and they were not loving carding this one. This one posed a personal challenge for them. So that's very interesting. Could you share how someone who only has hand cards might blend this? I can. What TPI are your hand cards? Oh, here we go. 96 and 72. Oh, yeah. Victoria Stewart, Heathcliff and Kathy, but the Tom Hardy, Charlotte Wright. Absolutely. I agree. Not the new version. I agree with that. Okay, here we go. We're all talking now. We're talking new renditions of the new movie. All right. What were we talking about? Oh, hand carding for this one. Okay. I think hand carding can be really an unsung hero. I hand card when I have seconds, or like if I have something that's really short and difficult too. Like I have like baby doll seconds, and they're like an inch long, an inch and a half long Southdown baby doll. And I'm like, who's going to mess with this? I'm not going to mess with this. But I'll stick that on hand cards, and I will pleasantly card away forever. I don't know where my hand cards are. This is how I would. I'm not a hand carding teacher, okay? Remember this, guys. When I talk about anything, it's coming from my experience. What would Melly do? Which isn't law or necessarily even correct, okay? There's a lot of ways to arrive at a bat. There's a lot of ways to arrive at a clean sheep. I've talked about this before, even with scouring. There's a lot of ways we can all get to the same end result. This is my way. Disclaimer. Okay, here we go. I would hold the hand card and I would lash this on, and I would get it sort of like there. Then I would come in and leaving a little bit of space, and I would grab the bison and I would have it catch along the top. And then I would go to town doing my back and forth hand thing, and I would pop off a roll egg, and I would go probably back or forth. I would estimate, if you're using I'd use your higher TPI hand cards. I'd go back and forth from the one, and then I have to show this. I can't explain. This is why I'm not a teacher. But you get what I'm saying. You do your little crawl, and now you're back on this carder, and then you crawl back on this carder. I would go back and forth at least 4 times. Get it blended in. Pull off your little rolly, or whatever you do if you pull off your little square, and expect rustic. Maybe not with your 90 though. You could probably get it pretty smooth. But hand cards, I never find hand cards get anything as smooth as a drum carder. Personally, could be how I use them. What I've just said is probably entirely unhelpful. And how I've done this, that's how. Currently carding it. Make a bison sandwich between the fin. I have 120 TPI. Groupthink. This is what we need. This is why we do this. I'm following you. Your explanation makes sense. That's what okay, so essentially kind of like a sandwich, but I think a sandwich would have been like lash on fin, bison, more fin. I would go fin, bison, and I would just start. The bison doesn't really nep. It is already in itself sort of textured, right? You're not going to get it. It's not long enough, nor does it have the right kind of sproing that you're going to nep up your bison. This is a hardy wool. Like, you're not going to mess this up. Okay, it's a fin. It's not going to hurt your feelings. It can take a lot. But it's soft. That's what I think that's what I like about these primitives, especially when I said like you get the soft ones, is because they are so purposeful. They have so much like use. They aren't delicate little babes that are sitting there, will only use me 3 ways, or I'm going to disintegrate in your hands, or I'm going to, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have like conditions. It's kind of like, they're like, sure, rugged boot sock. Absolutely. You want to knit me into a hat, forget about me, run over me 5 times by your car on accident on your driveway and dig me out of the snow 2 months later. Actual story. This is like, yeah, I'm down. Sure. What, next Tuesday work for you? Like, this fleece is sort of like ready to go and provides a great hardy usefulness while being soft. Look what I can do. It's not stabbing me. And it's like a boinky, springy fin. Look at it go. Okay, I gotta stop talking about this fin. I love this fin. So that is the Great Guts Adventure Day 3. How we feeling, everybody? My carders out there, my Great Guts adventurers who are working through this, feel free to reach out for each other. I am working on updating the Discord finally, so that we have like the Stash Dashers channel, and then we have like things for the Advents, and people can be talking and med tenting and helping each other, because groupthink is going to be like awesome. So there you go. Lol, that was graphic. What part? Who said, did I say something? I didn't say something graphic, did I? I'm following your... So a van full of project bags and wild bats would be the way to kidnap Melly. Yeah, I would be lured 100%. You roll up in that windowless van. You got project bags and primitives. Okay, let's go. Where are we going? Just wondering. Okay. Oh, Lisa. Kind of. Lisa, yes, that happens. I don't mean that to happen, but yes. Yep, Melody. Look at this one, guys. Be encouraged. I've seen people blend Kiviot and silk on hand cards, so you can definitely do it. Definitely underload the cards. There you go. Okay? I love groupthink. I do. It takes all the burden off of having to know everything, to being a part of other people who know things, and then you just have to know some things, and then other people know some things, and then all together we know all the things. I love it. You guys ready? You ready to move on? Love you. Okay, we're ready to move on. Let's go. Packing this one away. Screwing up cute little Emily's Shop Advent. And make her, she packs all her days away after I've used them. And then, poor kid, and then I unwrap them all so that I can show all the people the things. Okay, we're going to Dreamland. Reminder, Dreamland in the hand-sewn fairy bag with the fairy core with all the pretty things. Dreamland is the one that is based entirely in Canadian wool from one flock in Manitoba, Canadian fine wool, which is a mixed breed in and of itself, but leaning fine. And then alpaca from 3 alpacas from All in Alpacas in Ontario. And actually yesterday, the farmer, the shepherd, posted a picture of one of the alpacas that's in this. It was really sweet. Thanks for putting me in your Advent, Melly Knits. I was like, oh, look, it's Nico. it's him. It was so cute. Or her? I don't know. It's them. It's Nico. So super cute. And that's what this is based in, plus silk and sari silk. These are textured Advent. The focus and point of this Advent is brainlessness. I want a brainless spin. I want a brainless project at the end. I don't want thought involved. I want to open a day. I want to spin the day. I want to open the next. I want to spin the next day, and then eventually knit them all together into a pattern, blah, blah, blah. This is what I made. I made as much as Great Guts is my perfect advent and Delightful is my perfect advent. This is also my perfect advent. I love when someone else thinks through the color for me. That's where I tried to go this year with Delightful. With Dreamland in an extremely melty way because Melly doesn't love stripes. Here's day 3 in our pretty gold packaging. Yes. Now remember I told you you're going to see this pattern. The odd numbered days we would consider here sort of our flagship day. The color, the one color. The colors that come in between on the evens are where we're transitioning to the next one. So when I told you that day 1 was our, it's our purple, and then day 2, where are we going, guys? Can you see where we're headed? Now we're going to head there. Here, but again, I get so nervous. Gently. We're gently getting there. This is our day 3. Ooh, this is the part where people are going to be like, what is she is she crazy? It looks like they wanted to. It doesn't. Hold on. I'm going to show you. Okay, here it is. There's our day 3. Okay. Same base as the other days. Same spin. You're not having to change up your spin tactics or your techniques. We're just moving through color slowly. So for reference, here's day 1 next to day 3. Okay, there's our day 1, there's our day 3. Had we left it like this would stripe in a knit. Would it still work? Absolutely. So what we did is we created these in-between days. Here's our day 2. That work, hold on. To get us flowing from one to the next. So that is what you guys are witnessing happen. There's days 1, 2, and 3 all together in my hands. Now away from the super bright light. Yeah, that's what you can see here. Hold on. There's where we are. We have traveled from purple to pink. And now from pink, tomorrow we'll start moving into a new color. And then on day 5, we'll be at that color. So that's how this advent is outlined. And that's how it's going. We want to melt our way across and around the color wheel until we come all the way back to meeting up with this guy again. That's what's going to happen. It's really good. The night I worked this out, I sat there. I took a picture. I can't show you the picture because it'd be a huge spoiler. And all the blobs are different sizes. Everything's a different size. And I had to go through so many, that would be a spoiler, of this one color. Because the first color that I pulled to blend into the wool, I'm like, oh, this is it. This is perfect. Because in its little raw state pile on the floor, it was perfect. In the wool, it was not the color it needed to be. It didn't stand out enough as its own color. And while I'm intentionally working for a real muted palette here, we're a nighttime wildflower garden. We're vivid and we're not, right? So while here I'm intentionally working for a dreamy nighttime serenity melt, this one was like lost, or it looked way too much like another, because like the wool itself is gray. The alpaca's white, which lifted the color a bit, because we did have some black fleece too that we got out of the flock. And so there's a lot for the color to try and stand up to. And so I had to work through this one color. When we get to that day, I'll tell you about it. But I think I used like 5 different versions of this same color till I got to the one that was right. And I thought it was going to be the worst one. It was my last choice. And it's the one that popped just perfectly in the wool. I really love that day now. It's one of my favorite days. All of the in-between melty days are my favorite days, by the way. Okay, so there you go. There we begin. We're working our way this way. That's that. And as a reminder, this is the one that has come with a pattern. And the pattern is for the Wing It shawl by Katie Harrod, who I think is here. Yeah, Katie's here. We were just talking about her bag. She's the bag maker. This is her first. I didn't know, Katie, this was your first shawl pattern. How did I miss that? Good job. Well done. Good on you. I wonder if I've still got that in my media somewhere. I do. Hold on. I have it here. I'm going to show it to you. It's just uploading. This one. Look at the square. Oh, and her name's on this. It is perfection. See, now it looks like you're saying that about yourself and you're bragging about yourself. So imagine, guys, we're starting at that point with that purple and it's growing up and then we're expanding, right? Like however you're going to knit this thing. Soon we will not have to imagine, for soon we shall see it in real sight. I can't wait. I love that, Katie. I love that your comment came up at the perfect time. Okay. Someone's guessing, Shanty Rose, it was yellow, right? Yellow gave you problems? I haven't opened ahead. My spouse is the Advent police. That's so funny. No, it wasn't yellow. I nailed yellow first go. I thought I wouldn't. It was actually a color that I'll show you guys when we get there. I'll see if I've got the silks left. I'll show you what I thought was going to work first. And then I'll show you what did work. Because what actually was able to create the color was not the color I would have thought I would have used. So, or the other ones are a little bit predictable. This one wasn't. It's the only one that did that. I really fought this one color. So I'll show you when we get there. I'll show you. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, so that is our Dreamland showing for today. Ta-da. And I hope all of you who are spinning it, I've been hearing good things. I've been hearing that you guys are loving the draft. It's doing what it should do. It's fine while also being hardy and good to work with. Again, a Melly fleece. Tangles and Starlight is spinning Dreamland on their Vlogmas. So if you're looking for more content, they're like 20-ish minutes long from the first one that I've seen. It's a spin with me kind of thing. Is that what they call it? Spin with me? And chatting. It's very restful. But if you want to spend more time with Dreamland specifically, if you have that Advent, I will link it. I will link it in the notes. Remind me to link Tangles and Starlight in the Advent Day 3 notes.
I don't see an ad for that. You'll need to download one.
That is unhelpful. I'm going to type it in. Hold on, because I will forget. Okay, done. I'm going to have it in the notes so you guys will be able to see if you want to head over there if you're a Dreamlander. I don't know of anyone who's working with it on YouTube, or working with any of the other Advents on YouTube. If you want more of a deep dive, more than this, into your day or spend more time with that wool, if I see any, I'll link them here so you guys can go off and enjoy other YouTube content while you create and craft and make. Okay. And last but not least, where is Delightful? That has to go back with you. Are you on the floor? Nope, you're right here. Okay. Where is Delightful? Don't know where Delightful went. Give me a sec. Have a note for it. Delightful. It's hanging off my chair. Hanging off my chair. Delightful. We talked about this one already, where you travel from spend 2 days with a fleece, move on to a new fleece. So we're moving on to a new Delightful fleece now. This was our forest floor themed Advent. We've just left Cormo. We're on a day where the wool is pure. So I haven't added anything to this wool. It's just the glory of this fleece standing on its own 2 feet. So that means this one comes with a treasure. We shall look. We shall look and we shall see. Okay, here we go. For Delightful. Tashi is amazing. Tashi is amazing. And I love that this is the comment that's coming up as we're opening up Delightful. Kisses. Okay, moving this one. Here we go. First, we're going to open the treasure, which is this Delightful lip balm from Mazza House Pottery. It's actually called Lip and Body Care Balm. And because my sister rocks with a theme so hard. She put mushrooms and like foresty things. Is that a snake? Maybe. No, those are mushrooms with a snail on top. There's this cute little snail and there's little sprigs of pine, and it's the cutest thing. Calendula infused organic olive oil, organic coconut oil, Canadian beeswax, and essential oils. So that's what's in this. So this calendula infused organic olive oil, she makes that infusion herself. What the heck? I guess I can't really like make a face because like she's very specific. I'm very specific about wool. We all get specific about something. So there you go. And this year we moved away because Delightful has always been about, like, Delightful was the first Advent we ever did. And I had this real desire to have it be as back to the earth as possible. And actually last year for Delightful, I had ordered lip balms in paper tubes from another maker. They were the worst. They were so bad. They like globbed out the bottom. They like and then all of this got like oily and gross. And so I was like, I can't use this because I order samples of everything, right? So if I see something a maker has made, then I go and I order 5 of them. I've already ordered. Tomorrow I'm picking up a sample, 3 little samples of an item that I believe I will put into Delightful next year. I'm going tomorrow to go pick this up because then once I have them, I can see them. I know they're good. Then I talk to the maker about, okay, what can we do? Can you do this design or this shape? And can I have, 50 of them by September? Like that kind of thing. Like we start working really early, right? So this, when I talked to my sister about it, because the plastic lip tube was kind of like the one plasticky piece in the Advent. I'm like, well, it's tiny. Like I guess, and they like last forever, and we all have them in our purse for a year. And then she was like, no, I can do paper. And I'm like, I don't know, I don't like paper. The paper tube is bad. It's bad. It's the one way we're going to be more earth friendly that's bad. Like that's how I feel about paper straws. They just like disintegrate and goo in my mouth, like the bamboo ones they're doing. But anyway, so she assured me that it wouldn't do it, and she was right. So these came out beautifully. She didn't assure me. I think she told me I was dumb and then made them anyway. I think that's more what happened. Then I got gently assured because this is my sister I'm working with here. She's like, no, shut up your face. I don't even care. You're getting paper. Like this is probably what happened. So there it is. Lip and body care balm. So what she told me was this one, because I'm giving this Advent, this is the shop Advent for cute little Emily. I will not go splay this all over my body, but well, that's nice. But you can, I often use lip balms on the back of my hands. We talked about this when we were talking about dandruff on day 1. I'm a dry girly. She dry skinned and I have lotions all over the place. So I've got like 7 lip balms in every drawer of my house, but I often use them on the back of my hands and go like this because I get like dry. And then like this light is making everything look way better, by the way, because I've got like real wrinkly hands. And I like that this one was a body balm too, because as someone who, needs the extra hit of moisture. Okay, what do we got here? I was searching for a chapstick all day yesterday. Who knew it was in today's Advent? Ev, right? And it's so good. Okay, you're gonna love it. What else am I missing? Treasure is so good. Nicole got the paper tubes. I'm screaming. I need 5 of the lanolin peppermints. Order them. And then I can put them in your next little sommelier or whatever you have coming to you. I'm always happy to traffic my sister's things within wool across. Not traffic. I will declare them. I mean, give them safer passage, especially the pottery in wool. That sounded super illegal to say on the internet, or anybody could say it. We love the smell. Amazing. The Dreamland draft is fantastic. I'm still in my first year of spinning. It's pure joy to spin it on supported spindles. That's it. I can turn the whole thing off now because you said that. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that. Can anybody hear the drill? No? Pot lights are being installed today, just down below me. I can hear it. I'm just making sure it's not hideously distracting. Not like I could do anything about it. Okay. So this is what the lip balm is. That's our treasure for today. These handmade, they're a good size. I like the kind of chunk to them in the paper because we like to go back to the earth as much as possible. And she put mushrooms all over the label because we're specific like that. Okay, now for the wool, now for the wool, now for the wool, wool, wool. Someone asked me, what seeds are in this? This is seed paper. Never been asked that before. So I went and looked, and it is wildflower seeds. That's all it says. It just says wildflower seeds. Specifically, okay. Watch your inspirations arise from the soil and blossom in sun. Create, celebrate, or gather. Wandering's plantable seed paper is perfect for invitation stationery and celebrate new life. Our seed paper is handmade by artisans known as Kagzis in India. This name is derived from the Urdu word kavas, that means paper. I probably said all of that wrong. I didn't mean to. In the 16th century, Rajman Singh, the ruler of Ambar, settled the Khazgi in Sanganer. On the banks of this river with a big word, I'm not going to say, where clear water was easily available. Thus, the city emerged as one of North India's largest paper producing centers. The size of the community has decreased last few years. There's a small area of Khagsi in this other place where a section of the community had settled thousands of years ago. Eco-conscious, sustainable paper, acid-free, chemical-free, made with 100% recycled cotton. I thought that was pretty good. Proudly Canadian-owned, headquartered in Ontario. Gorgeous handmade, embedded with a mix of wildflower seeds. So that's it. Blank, recycled cotton paper, environmentally sensitive, fountain pen friendly, cold pressed, la la la. We've documented it. I've used this paper for 3 years. I've never shared what this paper was made out of because I didn't fully know. I knew it was handmade, but I didn't know. Anyway, that's your paper. And if you plant this, apparently we're going to get wildflower seeds. Yet no one has confirmed doing this, and I haven't even planted them. I got stacks of all my last year just sitting there in my bin. Okay. Oh, Fleeper. My husband wanted to make sure I wasn't planting ragweed since he's super allergic. Good. Is wildflower helpful? Is ragweed a wildflower? I don't know anything about that. I don't know. Okay. Ready? Now we know about the paper, and we know that Melly has difficult time pronouncing the names of faraway cities. So, ready? This is today's color as championed in by Dutton. We have gone with, this is, okay, so I'll tell you, nope, that's a spoiler. This is a beautiful color. I was just about to say something that I was like, whoa, filtered in real time. Here's what we've got today. Now, I would say that this screen, from what I'm looking at in here, is very accurate to what I'm seeing in real life. So sometimes this light is blowing up the color and making it just a little more vivid. This to me is very accurate. It's very much a champagne cream opal. There's a good word for it. It looks like mother of pearl opal. It's got that vibe to it. So this is not like, it's not gray like it's looking there. It's not white. It's this. The light is actually showing this one the truest. So it's a very, very pretty color. I love this color. Here's your lock. That's what the look. Look at that. Isn't that an angel? This, my friends, is a Corriedale from Anna Grattan in New Zealand. And we have called this day Pavlova. Another one inspired by my son-in-law. And the reason why we called Pavlova, I didn't know this because he's over here helping me and Emily name things that day. And he's all over Google. He's a historian. And he's like, well, Pavlova is the national dessert of New Zealand. And this is the same color as like a meringue or what, you know what I mean? Like kind of thing. He's like, and I'm like, Pavlova, that's the perfect name. That's how we got the name. And I learned a fun fact about New Zealand. New Zealanders, do you know that the internet says that your national dessert is Pavlova? Because if Canada has a national dessert, I don't know what it is. Do we? I mean, are we just poutine? Is that, we don't get a dessert? We got French fries and cheese curds and gravy? Is that what this is? Because I was like, do we have a national dessert? I don't know if we even do. I learned that from the show Bluey. I don't know that show, but you knew that. Okay. So Pavlova, I know she was a ballerina, and I wouldn't, because I thought Anna Pavlova, the ballerina, and that this was named after that, but I wouldn't have thought Anna Pavlova was from New Zealand. Is she not? What's going on? What's happening? New Zealand has this as their national dessert. What am I missing in history? Somebody in the chat needs to find out. But anyway, there it is. So this is a New Zealand Corriedale from Anna Gretton. Some things that are very, very definitive and interesting about the fleece we get from New Zealand. New Zealand has really specific laws on like animal care. This is like a grass-fed place. So that's how come you'll see like even like New Zealand dairy in our grocery stores. Oh, I see cute little Emily out in the field with the dogs. You'll see like New Zealand grass-fed dairy. Like saying grass-fed is redundant because it's all grass-fed. You know what I mean? Like these things are out on pastures, or even if you follow like How Nui Wool on Instagram, and whenever Harriet is showing off her sheep, notice they're out in like monster pastures, right? So what this means is the way the sheep are eating versus maybe here with like feeders and like different things we're doing, they are staying very clean. So this is not a coated sheep, and this fleece is impeccably clean. But this sheep was just outside doing its thing, because it's outside doing its thing like on grass. So that sort of environment the sheep are living on really does matter, because obviously they're laying in that environment. They're romping around in that environment. And you'll see Harriet's sheep too, or her Haunuis are trucking through the brush or whatever. But like when I process a Haunui, these aren't coated sheep, but they're clean like coated sheep. Does that make sense? We talked about coated sheep or sheep with jackets day one. There's a link. If you don't know, it's the very last link. What is coated sheep? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go back to day one of this lore, and I'll give you an explanation of what it means to be a coated sheep. But you'll find a lot of the times when you buy fleece from this part of the world, and it's dependent. I have actually had some like super like, I'm talking like dirty sheep, from not from New Zealand. I've had some really dirty ones from Australia, but I haven't had any dirty ones from New Zealand. Everything I've ever gotten from there has been like this. It's just been like so clean that you would think the sheep had been coated. And then they're all over there laughing at coating. They've got 5,000 sheep. They're not coating. Like this is like probably no name, probably not coated. You know what I mean? Just due to the volume as well, because they are like a wool export country, right? So there you go. Now you know something if you didn't know it already about this sheep. Melanie Allaire says, internet says the national dessert for Canada is butter tarts. Someone else is guessing Nanaimo. Are you guessing Nanaimo bars, or did you see Nanaimo bars? Beaver tails. I don't like beaver tails or Nanaimo bars. I can do one bite of a Nanaimo bar. It's way too sweet for me. I don't like a butter tart either. Man, I'm a very specific dessert person. I don't like anything too sweet. Okay, so there we go. There's our Anna Gretton Corriedale. So here it is in the bat. She beautiful. She luscious. She creamy. Pavlova. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I would say there's a warm undertone kind of shine. It's Maybe pearlescent. I wouldn't call her like just in this light that I'm sitting under here. I wouldn't say this is a shiny fleece, a lustrous fleece. But it's not entirely matte. Like when I go like this, it's definitely reflecting the light, but like gently. Like my hands are reflecting the light, and I'm not a shiny person. You know what I'm saying? So like absolutely beautiful. This fleece was a treasure to process. Wasn't giving us any guff. We wash everything that comes to us from New Zealand. And this could also be speaking to their grass-fed vibes. Okay. So there's like, someone needs to study this, but there's like some other kind of wax going on outside of lanolin. And because we know how to check for if the lanolin's out. And sometimes we've washed a New Zealand fleece and it comes out, there's no lanolin. And then like when it's drying, I'm like, but what is that? And then we go back. So what we do when we're suspicious or we want to know how much lanolin might be left in a fleece is we take a set amount, like a small amount, and we go to the sink with hot water and soap and we submerge and we look for that cloud. Lanolin produces like a cloudiness to it, different than the cloudiness I get from my scouring agents. And we'll kind of check and they'll be like, dang it, there's like sneaky lanolin in there. And then we'll go back in for a rescour if we have to, if the fleece can take it, etc. So with these ones, they won't produce that trademark cloud that we're looking for, but there's like something in the hand. There's something there. What we've just started doing across the board with anything we get from New Zealand is we do an extra hot scour. So I do the same amount of scouring as I would do for any other fleece, double soap on the first, single, 3 scours total, let's say, if it needs it, and then my rinse. Or 2 if it needs it, right? It's all a little flexible. I have a YouTube video on this if you're curious. But with these ones, we actually bring the kitchen kettle up to the bathroom. We plug it in. We fill up our buckets with our water that's already like 145, 150. We boost every single bucket to about 170, if not even a little higher, specifically for this country's fleece. Isn't that interesting? And I can't tell you why. Oh, look at this. Pavlova's is the perfect color for those beautifully neutral blonde highlights. Yes, Pavlova is the right color for this. I was actually thinking about that when we were talking about how it was reflecting, almost absorbing the light. Blonde does that, right? Like even dark hair is shiny and reflects the light. Blonde hair kind of absorbs the light. So this is it's doing that. So pretty. Okay, so washing these, everything as we would normally, except for the addition of that extra boost of like super hot water. If we do that, we never have to go back in to a rescour. And a rescour is hard on a fleece. So Aaron, that's my husband, is the king if something has to be rescoured. He has such a gentle hand that I could give him a delicate fleece and he would eradicate whatever would be left on it. He does rescouring for other people's fleece where they've already scoured it and they've like kind of hurt it. They've overworked the fleece in the buckets. He can, hey, a-hole. That was
just how I wanted. Hello, internet.
That was unkind.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good to see you. Wow. Thank you, Emily.
No worries.
I peed just before I came onto this live, so I'm safe and I haven't defiled our cushion. I can be a little jumpy. Thank you for taking the boys out.
No worries.
Okay, where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, he's the king of the rescour. So he can rescour anything and goes in or comes out of the bucket. It's just perfect. Sometimes when I rescour, maybe I'm a little too aggressive. I don't know. But like this cut end will want to sort of start fusing. And sometimes depending on the level of that, you can get like texture in the bat, which no one wants this. So anyway, that's what this fleece got. This one got the extra hot scour. And there's all my stories. Oh, good to know. Someone just says, good to know. Just got a New Zealand Polworth fleece. Haven't scoured it yet. We just do it general practice now. Whether a fleece might need it or not, we've had enough from that country that we've washed them and we're just like, what am I feeling? You know, like almost similar. It's almost similar to what I feel in ram's fleece. So when I'm scouring a ram's fleece, we either do an extra scour as a rule. If the ewe from the same flock needed 2 scours, my ram needs 3. If the ewe 3 scours, my ram needs 4. We always do an extra one for a ram. Now we've just started boosting the water on our rams too, but it's kind of like that. It's like there's something extra going, something a little richer, maybe a little more stubborn. And I need that. More soap isn't the answer. It's more heat to melt it away. That's the answer. Coming from no science at all, only experience, only just from washing a lot of them. That's what we have found. Why? But that's what we have found. That's what makes all the difference. So keep that in mind if you're processing something. There you go. There's our lock again. She's gorgeous. We love her. We got to experience our lovely Pavlova with our beautiful, gorgeous, sustainably packaged essential oil infused lip balm. So good. And tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to see what we blended this with. And tomorrow I have pictures of what we blended this with that I'm going to show, and you are going to enjoy greatly. And you'll see why we blended it with this, because it's perfect. We'll meet our next in-between color, and we'll see where we're headed on this. And we'll have an entirely new adventure in the Great Guts Adventure to open up and explore and talk about and enjoy. Are there any questions before I go and get on with my day? I will give you a moment to think and collect your thoughts. To type has to go to outer space and then back to me. Oh, we got one. Yes, I do. It's on the packaging. Really small writing just under here. It is calendula infused organic olive oil, organic coconut oil, Canadian beeswax, and essential oils. So if you want to know the essential oils, that's what you want to know specifically. I do not. Message my sister. She is Mazza House _pottery. I'll put it right here on Instagram. If you have a concern about which essential oil will be used, that you're allergic to something, couldn't even guess. Smells good though, and very light. Whatever it is lightly essential oiled. Just give her a message and ask her what's in there, and she'll tell you what essential oils she used. Absolutely no problem. Any other questions? Anything? No? We're good? We're leaving? Everybody, we're leaving? We're going on for the day? Gonna let cute little Emily get in here and do her thing? Okay. Then, good morning. Lovely. Oh, yes. Oh, you just love the smell. Ask her. She'll tell you. She has no secrets. She's not a gatekeepy maker. Okay, guys, I have once again enjoyed spending my morning with you. I have once again enjoyed the outlet that I get on this after months of secrets, of holding all of the things within me. And it's not my natural state of being. I really am a share bear. And so when I find something good, or there's something that I'm excited about, or, oh, look at this new thing, it just arrived, it kills me. It kills me. This project kills me, because I can't just instantly go onto Instagram like I do and be like, guys, yeah, look. And so I really appreciate that you are enjoying this, because it keeps me from having to talk into the void about what is interesting to me. I love sitting with a bunch of people who agree that it is interesting, and we get to chat it all out, and I love it. So it's my joy being here. Thank you for being here. And I'll be back here again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for day 4. And I can't wait. What is day 4? Great Guts. Can't even think. I bet it's something good. The bag is fat, so I bet it's something lovely. If you guys could see this board, everything. Oh, it is something lovely. Okay. Okay, we're going to talk about it tomorrow. That worked out really well. We'll talk about it tomorrow. You'll know what I mean tomorrow. The amount of almost spoilers I've done today. Okay, kisses to everybody. Okay, goodbye.